Hello everyone, good morning. How are y'all doing? Can I get some GMs in the chat? Woohoo. What time is it where y'all are at? I am in New Zealand. It is 6 a.m. for me. Oof, good night. No. This is not the time to sleep. I'm doing great. And Ethan, thank you for asking. France, 5 p.m. UK. We've got lots of first-time chatters. Hello, everyone that's new. Welcome to Buildspace. I'm doing great in New Zealand. It's really rainy right now. Yeah, it's almost scary how rainy it is. $9 a.m. That's what I want to hear. Bright and early, first thing in the day. Make a Buildspace project. 18 a.m. I don't know what time that is. Sheesh. Cool. I'm seeing lots of first timers. Let's just get a proper number out there. How many of you are brand new to just the Web3 world itself? How many of you have built a Web3 project before? How many of you are just new to this whole space? They're like, what is blockchain? Is it like blocks? Where's the chain come in? Just put in 1 in the chat if you're new here, and put in 2 if you've built something before. We've got a few 1s, we've got a few 2s. Nice. This is what I want to see. Lots of new 1s. Welcome everyone that's new to the space. This space is super exciting, it's super new, it's super fast, it goes at the speed of light. Cool. 5 p.m. Ivory Coast, my goodness, we really are global. Cool. So we've got lots of 1s and lots of 2s. It's nice seeing some experienced faces over here as well. Welcome to Buildspace, y'all. I am Raza. I am a front-end developer. I've worked with a couple of startups before. I've spent a decent amount of time in the Web2 space. Not that decent, but just a small amount of time. I've been just building Web3 projects for about a year. I've built all sorts of things, random bots, price trackers, weird contracts that don't really do anything. I helped out with a token project on the Binance Smart Chain. And yeah, I've been helping out with Buildspace for about 3 to 4 months. I've lost count. It's been a bit more than 4 months. But yeah, I like helping builders transition into Web3 because we really need a lot of new devs. There's lots of companies that are hiring devs, and we really need devs, and that's what Buildspace is all about. That's why we're here. I also contribute to a few DAOs. Shout out to those of you who know what a DAO is. DAO. Do I like Wendy's? I have never had Wendy's before. So I don't know. I'm assuming I'm gonna like it. Have I been programming before that? Yeah, I am not Farza. I am Raza. Oof. Hit me there. Yeah, so I have been programming before this. I mainly just build web apps. I'm a front-end developer, mostly just full stack. Cool. So what are we? What's Buildspace? Why should you guys care? Who are we really? So Buildspace is the largest Web3 community of Web3 developers on the planet. We're by far, the biggest in terms of scope, and we have a lot of free projects that are available for you guys to onboard yourselves onto Web3. We've also got partnerships with lots of companies where we're hiring. So I'm just gonna share my screen now and actually show you guys what I'm talking about. Cool. All right, that looks good. So, what is Buildspace? This is us. This is Buildspace. We're a community, a workforce. We are lots of things, but mainly we're just a community of builders that are building on Web3. We're really passionate about the space, and if you are too, I would recommend that you guys sign up for one of our projects, which I'm assuming you already have because you're here. Make sure that when you do sign up, you do fill in your profile page. So this is so if companies are looking for you, they can find out all about you and reach out to you. We've also got a bunch of jobs that are listed. So once you've filled out your profile page, head over to Work in Web3 and just hit hard on any of the jobs that are listed over here. And yeah, if one of these companies likes you, they'll reach out to you. It's as simple as that. Cool. I'll actually just go over what our projects really are. So our projects are focused on builders that want to build, or really just developers that want to build. So with places like, I'm not gonna name any names. I'm not gonna Udemy. Projects, courses online are really just watching people build and looking at people writing code for like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. That gets quite boring. So what we try to do is we try to build really actionable and small bite-sized projects that you can build in a weekend if you're a developer. And our end goal is that you have something shipped at the end of it. So you start Saturday morning, right? That's not now, but you start Saturday morning, and we want at the end of Sunday you to have something that's fully pushed out, available, that you can show to your friends, to your family, to your employers, whoever it is, whoever you're applying to for jobs. You want to have something actionable, something that you've built, something that's custom to you. That's what we're all about here at Buildspace. We're not about writing code that isn't really going to see the light of day. Writing code that's just going to sit in a private GitHub repo for eternity. We're about writing stuff that's actionable, that's super cool, that seems fun. That's what we're all about. Any questions so far? You guys, am I making sense? Am I just going on and you guys are like, what is this guy on about? I love the UX. Thank you. You can shout out Alec for that. Thank you, Alec. Cool. Want to follow the Building a DAO project? We actually just had a kickoff for that yesterday, so you should probably check out our VODs. Wendy's nuts. That was kind of cringe. Yes, it was cringe. What are the minimum requirements that you think are necessary to apply to a Web3 job? So Web3 job is just like any other job. It's just a Web2 job, but on the blockchain. There's no minimum requirements. If you're a code, if you can code, if you're a builder, if you can make stuff, you're ready. How can we optimize our profile page to be seen by employers? Oof, tough question. Just put yourself in the shoes of an employer, right? If you're an employer, what are you looking for? You're going through hundreds of profiles per day. What do you want to see that's going to, make you pick an employee, someone you want to hire? That's how you want to, pick. How long will this stream last? An hour total. Cool. Thank you, Farza. Cool beans. I'm actually just gonna head over to our project itself and show you what we're gonna build. I'm also gonna show you, what the structure of Buildspace, what everything's about, and of course our Discord server. Cool. So once you do sign up to the project, this is, or rather even before you sign up to a project, this is the screen that you're gonna head over to. You'll have a list of all of our projects that are available. I recommend going with this one because this is what we are doing right now. So I'll just click onto this. So the way our projects are laid out, confetti. The way our projects are laid out is pretty straightforward. We've broken things down into about 4 sections, and we try to keep it, super actionable, super basic. We also highly encourage you guys to just customize your projects and take it your way. We're not open and we're not, closed that, hey, you need to do it this way or else you're not gonna get an NFT or something. You're welcome to do it however you want. Once you do land onto this page, I really do recommend that you link your Discord account and jump into your Discord server. I'll get into that shortly. And also do connect your Ethereum wallet. Right now we support Wallet Connect and MetaMask, so I just go with MetaMask because it's dead simple. Yeah, so your wallet is required because you're going to be given an NFT when you ship the project. So when you've finished all these sections and you've headed over to finalize and celebrate, you are going to get an NFT, and this is what that's going to look like right here. These are all our other NFTs. Some of them are really fancy. We've got one with cookies. This is probably one of my favorites. We've got one with clouds. It rotates. It's really fun. You're gonna get one of these NFTs. It's going to have your cohort name and the number. This is completely unique to you. No one else is gonna own it. And yeah, this is just to indicate that, hey, it indicates on chain that I have finished this project. I am a Solidity developer. I've shipped something that's available for people to check out, and yeah, that's what I'm all about. I'm a badass hacker. Cool. let's just look at some of the other NFTs. Oh, I love this animation, so fancy. Those cookies look nice. Okay, no more cookies, no more clouds. So I mentioned our Discord server. This is it right here. So if you just head over to discord.gg/buildspace, you're gonna head over to our Buildspace server, our Discord server. Sorry. We've got a bunch of different sections here. We've got a GM channel. You can just head over and put some GMs in the chat. Where's GM channel? No. Did I lose the GM channel? Oh no, it's right here. Sheesh. Yeah, just put some GMs in here. We are going to be dealing with the intro to ETH permanent section. So this is a section that's dedicated for this specific project. And what you want to do is just head over to the general chill chat and paste in your favorite emoji. I'll go with this one. Actually, that one's, I don't want to overuse it because it's really good. I want to save it for the future. Let's go with, let's just go with Solidity. Super simple. So just head over and paste in, or just type in your favorite emoji. Let me see what you guys got. Farza with the ever reliable fast pet. Is that a gold Pepe? Oh my goodness, that's a rare one, eh? Sheesh. Cool. So the rest of the server is really all about you. It's a place where you can share your progress. It's a place where you can ask for help. So we've got a dedicated section for each, a dedicated channel for each section. And what you can do is you can just paste in questions, and if you need help with something, head over to the section and just ask for help. I do recommend that you start searching first, because a lot of people have done this project. We've got over 4,000. Sheesh, I forgot how this is. Yeah, we've got over 4,000 people that have finished their project. So there's a lot of them have had the same issues that you have. So what I would first recommend is just search for your issues. Like let's say you're having issues with gas. So right, if I just search for gas, I can see a bunch of different people that have had gas issues. So you can find their solutions. So it's a lot faster than asking yourself and waiting for a response. But yeah, if you don't end up finding your issues, put in a question here, put in your error details as best as you can. Just go over, hey, this is what I'm trying to do, blah blah blah, and maybe some screenshots if that helps. And our TAs, that being me and the rest of the team, will head over and give you an answer. Perfect. Definitely do check out our Discord, by the way. It's absolutely baller. We've got memes, we've got feedback if you need feedback on something, if you want to have if you have feedback for us, if you need some help with something else, maybe you need some other Solidity help, maybe you want some design help, maybe you want some career advice, check us out. It's by far the community that I spend most of my time in. All right, any ideas, thoughts, questions? What are you guys thinking? Is it normal that the async project guides are all grayed out on the project page? Yes, that is normal. So what you're meant to do is you're meant to go top down. So you would you'd start with the getting started section. You'd go over it. We do want you to actually read this stuff, because we don't want you guys to just click next and just keep speeding through. We actually want you to read the stuff and understand what this is all about, because we keep this stuff minimal. If it doesn't need to be here, we're gonna remove it. So what you've got to do is go over the whole thing and then fill out the questions or the requirements at the bottom. We try to keep you guys a bit, what's the word here, what's the word that I'm looking for, accountable. That's the word I'm looking for. So we try to keep you accountable and just check out what you're doing. So just fill in whatever the requirements that are at the bottom, and that will update the availability on these. Cool. If you have any other issues with the website or just the general web app itself, just hit up the Discord. We're happy to help. Cool. Now, finally, what are we actually going to be building? Before I get into that, I just want to let you guys know that this is a super chill stream. You're not required to code along. We're not actually going to be building the whole thing. We're just going to go over one or two core parts, and I'm just going to explain how the blockchain works, how Ethereum works, how smart contracts work. So this is a chill stream. Watch me, just go through code. There's no need to code along. Ask me questions when you have any. And now to get into the meat and potatoes of it, or the veggies and potatoes if you're a vegetarian, because I've been told that I have been rude to vegetarians before. This is what we're building. So at its essence, what we're building is a web app that reads data from a smart contract. It writes data to the smart contract, and it also lets you update data on the smart contract. So read, write, and update stuff on the smart contract. And it's dead simple, but it really does give you a lot of power to make it however you want to be. We call it a wave portal. So what you're doing is you're sending waves on the blockchain, and you can store message in the waves. So you can see this is a project from Matt, and this looks a lot different to what your project might look like. It's up to you really what you want it to look like. You can have it be, maybe you want dark mode, maybe you want to make it completely different, maybe you want to make Twitter on the blockchain, because that is definitely something you can do with this project. But it's totally up to you, yeah. So actually, let's interact with one of these projects. I'm gonna see if my MetaMask is unlocked. It is not. All right, don't log my keystrokes, okay? Oh shoot. Okay, I have like 7 MetaMask accounts. I never remember the passwords. Cool. So I've got my wallet here. I've got a bit of testnet ETH. This is all on Rinkeby. So Rinkeby is an Ethereum testnet, and it doesn't cost you anything. All of this project, everything you're gonna do here is completely free. So deploying onto the Rinkeby testnet, actually completing the project, getting your NFT, you're not gonna be asked to pay any money for anything. It's all free. I'm just gonna head over and actually show you what this does. I am gonna click Connect Wallet. So what Connect Wallet does is it gives this web app the details of my Ethereum wallet. I'm gonna select the account that I want. I've got a couple different ones. I'm gonna select this one, next, and I want the website to view the addresses of my accounts. Yep, that looks like what I want. I don't want anything else. I don't want to give it my money. I just wanted to give it view permissions. So I am gonna click connect. Okay, and it just says wallet connected, and there's a message box. So I can say hello on the blockchain, and I can click wave at me. Now it says it's mining. Ooh, fancy. He's handled the loading states as well, and it's asking me for some gas fees. So a bit of this might be confusing. What's gas fees? Why is it giving me this pop-up? What's mining? I'll go over that in a bit, but really all I'm doing right now is I am sending a message to Matt on the blockchain, and since it's on the blockchain, it's permanent. It's never going to change. It's always going to be there. It's always going to be visible, or as long as Ethereum is on anyway. Cool, it's now mining, and my message should show up here shortly if this was built right, and I'm pretty sure it was, because this is a pretty baller interface. Let's just wait for this to mine. Check my console. Maybe there's an error message. There isn't. I can see right here, hello on the blockchain. That's my message. That's my address too. How cool is that? Thoughts? What do you guys think? Is this cool? Not cool? I think it's really cool. Because there's so much you can do with it. I'm actually going to post this in the chat, so you guys are welcome to just interact with it yourself. It's lit. It's cool. Cool. So I want you guys to think about what you can do with this. So this is just sending messages on the blockchain, right? But if you think about writing data from the blockchain that's accessible to anyone, anywhere on the internet, what could you do with that? Like, there's so many possibilities. I'll show you a few other variations of this project, because remember, this is your project. You're welcome to do it however you want. I'm gonna keep this for last. This is really good. So you've got one where Yoda is you're waving to Yoda. The greatest teacher failure is. Oof. That is true. So yeah, it's pretty cute. I love this waving Yoda. You can type a message here, and I can send stuff. How cool is that? And I've got another one. An astronaut. My goodness. We've got astronauts at Buildspace. Let's check this out. I love this UI. You got planets in the back. Woohoo! Look at these fancy gradients. My goodness. You guys gotta check this out. This is so sick. Space. Cool. Wait with me. Transmitting wave. We're transmitting it into space. Is there where you can see all the projects that have been created? Yeah, so we ask folks to just post their projects over in Showcase. So we've got a project dedicated just show your project. So a channel, dedicated to share projects. So just head over to Showcase and you can look at all the hundreds of projects that have been sent here. So actually do a search. There are 2,460 submissions, or about over 2,000. Let's just go with. But yeah, there's lots of projects here, and you're welcome to just go through these. Cool. And finally, here's another one, another fancy UI. How cool is this? Really, what I'm trying to get across is this is your project. You're welcome to make it however you want. Or you can just make it that simple. Dark mode. Cool. This is very much nicer on my eyes. Do you need ETH to wave? Yes, you do need Ethereum to wave. You can set it up so you don't actually need to wave, but that's a bit harder. You don't need Ethereum to wave, but yeah, that's a bit harder. This is by far the most insane implementation of the wave page. So what it lets you do is it lets you create your own wave page. You can select your avatar. I'm gonna go with cats because there's a cat outside that really doesn't leave me alone. You can call me Raza. I'm on the blockchain. Okay, I'm not gonna put in any social links. That's like whack. All my homies don't use social media. Woohoo, look at that. Check it out too. Do we need to learn React to the good sites? Yeah, so we are gonna be using React.js for the front end. So if you do wanna build something fancy, I believe this page is also built in React. Let's check it out. Yep, this is built in React. He's using Ruby. Ooh, this might be a Ruby backend. That's fancy. It helps a lot if you have React knowledge. Just general front end CSS, HTML stuff as well. Cool. I'm on the blockchain. I can wave. All right. Let's go next. Cool. Any questions you guys have so far? More questions? What React course do you recommend? There's tons out there. There's so many you can do. We've actually got a bunch of resources actually linked in the survey itself. So if you go over to, where was this? You may have had an email with some resources. I don't know. We generally link a lot of resources in the Discord as well, but I would recommend Scrimba. Scrimba's pretty cool. Scrimba, learn React. There we go. There you go. Another free course. We like Scrimba a lot. It's pretty cool. So if you want to learn React, you can head over React. Do we have to use Remix or some local stuff? So we're gonna be using Hardhat, and actually I'll go over that shortly. So don't you worry about it. Cool. Get all this gone. I'll let you guys look at some fancy NFTs. While I just set some stuff up. Cool. All right, we're looking good. We are looking good. Let's go. Are you guys ready to get started? OpenSea is a scam. Sheesh. Okay, I am not gonna respond to that. I just responded to it. Oof. Is Hardhat being used a lot in real world projects? Absolutely. Hardhat is absolutely baller. Lots of folks use it. We use it. Lots of other devs use it as well. It's really just a tool to get you on the blockchain, right? And that's what we're gonna be using. Cool. So I'll just go over the various sections of the project. First thing we're gonna get you to do is get up your local Ethereum network running. So just a local environment that you can work in, that you can A, communicate to the blockchain, and B, just test out the contracts that you've written. We'll then write your contract itself. We will then head over to building our React application. We'll walk you through, the whole process of setting up a basic React app, MetaMask, deploying to an actual testnet. So that's a real network, which is Rinkeby, that people can interact with. So you can think of a network like a database that anyone can connect to. So we're going to be deploying to Rinkeby. We're then going to, upgrade our smart contract. We're going to store some fancy stuff from users, and we're also going to, fund the contract and give them a prize when they send Ethereum. Finally, we're going to go over, how you can randomly pick a winner. So that's randomization on the blockchain. It's not really randomization, but it's sort of randomization. And then we're going to pick a winner to send them Ethereum. So we're technically sort of also going to be building a lottery, a mini lottery of sorts, if you want to call it. And yep, that's it. That's straight. So I've already shown you guys what it is. So I am now just going to jump into the code. Is Hardhat better than Truffle plus Web3 It's honestly personal preference. You guys are welcome to use whatever you want. If you decide, hey, I don't want to use Hardhat, I want to use Truffle, I want to use something else, I want to use, I don't know, a remix, you're welcome to do it. So for those that aren't aware, Hardhat, Truffle, Remix, these are all tools that you can use to build smart contracts and just test them out. So build them, test them out. They're tools and frameworks. As I mentioned, we are going to be using Hardhat. Hardhat is this thing right here. I'll go over how the setup works and everything, but it's super cool. It makes everything really simple for you. All right, I'm gonna put over my, oops, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this. Cool. So let's just go over what I've got right now. This is a VS Code window. Before I actually go over the VS Code window, I might actually just go over blockchain basics. How many if you want me to go over what a blockchain is? Press 1 if you want me to go over what a blockchain is, and press 2 if you're like, nah, we're pros, we can handle it, just go next. We've got lots of pros. Sheesh. You guys really are experts at this, huh? Okay, we've got maybe two ones, lots of twos. Okay, in that case, I'll just go over it really quickly. Okay, I'll go really quickly. So a blockchain is, you can think of a blockchain like a database that is spread out across thousands of people, servers, networks on the planet. So it's a decentralized, as in it's not hosted in one specific space. It's not owned by one person. It is owned by nobody. It is a globally accessible, fully available by anyone database across the planet. That's it. It's just a decentralized database. That's what a blockchain is. That's all you can think about it. And the way blockchains work is you can send data to them and you can store them. But since they're globally available and since no one owns it, you need to pay fees, as in gas fees, to actually submit data or store data or just interact with it, really. That's how blockchains work. That was a kind of a weird explanation of it, but just trying to go over super basic stuff. Will the VOD be available later? Absolutely. Well, so really all you can think about, a simplified version of a blockchain is just a database that lives on thousands of PCs on the planet. It can be taken down. It is available, and it can be taken down because you need to take down every single PC that hosts it, or that gives you access to it, and it's available to everyone on the internet everywhere. So anyone can access it. All they need to do is just connect to it. So that's essentially what a blockchain is. Cool. Next, what we're going to be doing is we are going to be writing a smart contract. So a smart contract is a program that runs on the blockchain. So if you think about a JavaScript file, right? A JavaScript file is a script, or it's a bit of code that can run in various places. It can run on your PC. It can run, mostly it does run on the browser. So if I open up my browser, I can see there's like a bunch of JavaScript running over here. So this is JavaScript error, and there's lots of other JavaScript things going on here. So similar to how JavaScript runs in the browser, Solidity is focused on smart contracts that run in the blockchain. So whenever you're writing Solidity, you're writing code for the blockchain. So this is code that's going to be executed on the blockchain itself. So you're really just writing programs for the blockchain. So what we're going to do is we are going to use Hardhat. I'm not actually going to go over Hardhat setup because we do go over that in the notes. It takes about 60 seconds really. Actually might show you guys how easy it is to set up Hardhat. And I'll pull up my notes so you guys know I'm not doing something fancy or extra fancy. So Hardhat is how I'll just go over their description of Hardhat. So Ethereum development environment for professionals. What are professionals? Am I a professional? You're a professional because you're here. Node is painful. Okay, not going there. So really what Hardhat lets you do is it lets you run your contracts locally. So usually when you write a smart contract, you need to deploy it on a blockchain, right? So even if it's a test network like Ethereum, you will still, if you want to test your blockchain, you still need to, if you want to test your smart contract, you still need to publish it on the blockchain. What Hardhat lets you do is it lets you run those smart contracts locally. So it's a lot like localhost with web apps. You don't actually have to, deploy your web application to a server or Vercel or Netlify or Heroku. Instead of deploying your web app to Heroku, you can just run it locally, on localhost. That's what npm start does. Similarly, Hardhat lets you run smart contracts locally. So you don't actually need to, you don't even need an internet connection to run Hardhat. You can, I actually don't know that if that's true, but you can run contracts locally on your machine with Hardhat. And Hardhat also lets you actually deploy it to to the blockchain. So if you wanted to deploy it to Rinkeby, you could. Screen frozen here. Is it frozen? Can you guys see me? I'm waving my cursor around. Can you see my? Okay, cool. It's not frozen. Sorry. Perfect. So that's what Hardhat is, and I'm actually gonna go over, as I mentioned, Hardhat setup because it's dead simple. All right, let's just go over our notes. So the first section is setting up Hardhat. Again, you don't need to code along with me. This is just to give you guys, a vibe for the project. So I'm gonna head over here. So we are gonna be working in the terminal. I've just got over command prompt here. If you're on Mac OS, you might have Bash or Z Shell. Anything works. So this is a lot of explanation. A lot of what I talked about is just being explained over here. We're going to write a smart contract. They're going to be deployed on the blockchain, blah, blah, blah. Cool. Now I'm just going to do make their Twitch. CD Twitch, because I'm doing this for Twitch. npm y. So npm is short for Node Package Manager. So you can think of Node Package Manager like a program installer. All it does is it installs packages onto your machine. That's just basic JavaScript, or rather web development stuff. It's not actually related to blockchain or Web3 at all. It's just a standard Web 2 tool. So what I've done is I've initiated a node package here, a node package, yep, and now I'm gonna install Hardhat. So I'm just gonna do npm install savediff Hardhat. If you're confused by npm, you can just Google this stuff, because this is sort of just prerequisites for this project. You just don't really need to know how it works. You just need to know what it is. Like, what is Node? Cool. It's gonna install Node, and I'm just gonna run npx Hardhat. So literally in 3 commands, you can install Hardhat, and you can actually start running contracts after those 3 commands. That's dead simple. That's how dead simple Hardhat is. Along with actually setting up Hardhat, you will need to set up your environment variables. So the 2 things that you'll need for this are a private key. So you know how you've got your wallets here. Each of these wallets has a private key associated with it. So what I want to do is I want to get the private key out and put it in an env file in my editor. That's so Hardhat can read from those env files and use those. Use that private key to actually interact with the blockchain. Cool. The second thing we're going to need is an Alchemy API key. So if you go to alchemy.com, so Alchemy is a node provider service, or really, it's simplifying, but really what Alchemy lets you do is it lets you talk to the blockchain and talk to the miners and the nodes on the blockchain. Do you remember how I said a blockchain is just a distributed database? So Alchemy is what lets us talk to the database, and it lets us submit contracts and stuff. So that's what we're going to need. Our project does go over this as well. So it's that simple. It's just signing up for a service. This is also free, by the way. Where can we find the screen recordings? They're going to be on our Twitch channel, Fjord. Cool. Can you create a Web3 project without Ether? Without Ether, if you're meaning Ether that costs money, yes, you can. So this is all completely free. You don't need Ether to test with this. To actually deploy on the blockchain, yes, you will need Ether. Cool. I'm gonna stop looking at questions for a bit, and I'm just gonna focus on notes, because I don't want to run short on time, because I haven't even started writing code yet. Cool. So we have got Hardhat set up, and I could actually do npx Hardhat. See, there you go. Hardhat is all set up. It's asking me, what do you want to do? We want to create a basic sample project. I've already done this. I've already created a basic sample project, and I've also installed the dependencies. So I'm just gonna cancel out wave portal, and we are back where we started. Yep, that looks good. So I do npx Hardhat accounts. So this is just a way to run Hardhat. So when you do npx, you're just telling npm, hey, I want to run this script or this package called Hardhat. So that's what I'm doing. npx Hardhat account. Accounts is just it's a command that Hardhat has that prints out a bunch of available accounts. So remember how I said that Hardhat lets you do stuff locally? Well, Hardhat also creates and funds a bunch of local accounts for you. So these are all Ethereum wallets that are available on your wallet, and each of these has like 100 Ether. Yeah, so that's just for you to test with. I'm a C++ Rust dev. Absolutely. There is a lot of demand for Rust devs, my dude. You should check out Solana. We've also got a Solana project that goes over Rust, so you're definitely gonna run that. Love that. Rust is hot. Rust isn't needed. You're in very high demand. Many things. Cool. So recap. What have we done so far? We've just set up Hardhat. That's it. That's all we've done. Now we're gonna actually get started on writing a contract. So writing a contract in Solidity is dead simple as going over to the contracts folder and making a file that ends in .sol. So I've called mine waveportal.sol, and this is just a bit of boilerplate that I pasted in. So the first bit is just to indicate the license itself. This is unlicensed. We don't really care about that. Then we've got pragma Solidity. So this is just to indicate to the compiler, because Solidity is a compiled language, that hey, I want at least version 0.8.0, right? So we only want version 0.8.0 or higher, but less than 9. Really, it just means I want to use this version of Solidity, and that's because different versions of Solidity have different, options and availabilities, and some versions do break things. Then we're going to import console.sol from Hardhat. This is just a way for us to print things onto the console. That's this console right here. Cool. And then I'm actually declaring the contract. Wave portal contract. I'm next going to go over this. Oops, let's just make this a bit bigger. Cool. Let's actually write a smart contract. So, probably should turn off Copilot. Cool. So I'm going to start by writing a constructor. So the constructor, if you guys are familiar with, other languages, a constructor is just a thing that runs when you deploy the contract. It runs the first time a contract is run, and that's it. Now I'm just going to, type in a console log because I don't actually do anything right now. I'm just going to type in a message. So I'll let you guys pick what I want to put here. What do you guys want the message to be? Hello, Bart Simpson. Okay, I could go with that. Any other options? Do I have any other options, or do I need to say hello to Bart Simpson here? Hello, Twitch? That's boring, bro. Come on. Let's just go with hello, Bart Simpson, because we're running short of time. Wag me. I'm just gonna do hello, Bart Simpson. Oops, I cannot type right now. Wag me. There we go. Cool. And that's it. We've written our first contract. So what I'm actually going to do next is I'm going to run it. Running a contract is as simple as using Hardhat, but we do need to write a script in JavaScript for this. So I'm actually going to go over the script itself right now. So we have dedicated scripts. So what we do is we have one script for running a contract, and we have another script for deploying a contract. This is just best practice. You don't need to do this. So I've got a script called run.js. And now I am actually going to start writing it. So it's really super simple. I'm actually gonna do this. We can see our contract on the side. Now that there is much of a contract here. Cool. Let's just call this main. So we're just gonna create an anonymous function that all that function is gonna do is it's going to start with Hardhat, and B, it's going to deploy a contract. Really, that's all it's going to do. So we're going to create a contract factory. So let's call it wave portal factory, and we're going to do await HRE, and it always does that. So make sure you don't do hex strip 0. So this is an autocorrect thing that VS Code has built in. We want HRE, and that stands for the Hardhat. I forgot what it stands for. It stands for Hardhat something environment, right? Sheesh. And then we're going to go ethers and then get contract factory. There we go. Wave portal. So all we're doing is we're telling Hardhat, hey, can you fetch this file called wave portal for me and make a contract factory. We are next going to deploy the contract. So we're going to do wave portal contract, await, do interactions, and no, wait, no. We're gonna do wave portal contract. There we go. Deploy. So this is exactly what it says. We're telling the we're calling the deploy function in the factory, and then we're gonna wait for this, and then we can just log it out. Hey, contract deployed to. There we go. Perfect. Super simple script, and I actually need to call the main function. So I'm gonna do main. I don't know. I can probably add in a few extra things here. Let's actually exit out of this after. Oh my goodness. Buttons in the morning are not what I wanted to press. I want to press something else. Cool. That should be not invalid, I think. Cool. So we've got a super simple script here. All the script does is, again, it creates a contract factory. It uses a contract factory to actually deploy, and it gives us a Wave portal contract object. This object is the actual contract itself. So if we wanted to interact with some functions with this on this contract, we could. Now to run it, again, we just do npx hardhat run scripts. Oops, we're gonna go to the scripts folder and then run.js. Cool. This should print out two things. Number one, hello Bart Simpson, and number two, contract deployed to. Now, since this was a local call, I didn't actually tell Hardhat to deploy this onto the blockchain. It didn't do that. It just deployed it locally. If I had told Hardhat, hey, can you deploy it on the network and Rinkeby network install? Instead, it would do that. So if I did network Rinkeby or I don't know, network mainnet, and this is something that you'd have to configure in your config file. So you need to configure networks in your config file. But yeah, oh my goodness, that was not supposed to happen. Yeah, you can do that. So right now, all we've done is we have deployed a contract onto our local blockchain. Why do we need to run a script? Oof. So we need to run a script to actually use Hardhat. So the way Hardhat works is it runs via scripts. So we're running the script to fetch the contract, give it to, or rather tell Hardhat to fetch the contract and deploy it locally. You use scripts to use Hardhat. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna answer questions right now. Cool. Speeding through the rest. Cool. Now let's actually, write something, or rather, write something valuable. So I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm not gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna keep Bart Simpson. I like Bart Simpson. I'm not gonna do hello either. So let's just call this hello Bart, or I don't know, hello counter. So we're gonna count how many times we've said hello to Bart Simpson, and I don't know, we'll do something silly when it hits a certain number. Now we could just do this, but that would be a bit boring. Instead, what we're gonna do is we are going to declare a constant, or not a constant rather, but a variable. We're gonna declare a variable. So Solidity has types, so I'm gonna go with uint256 because we are going to be declaring a number. So that's just uint, not unint. Sheesh. Hellos, or let's just call this total hellos. That's not. I don't know how that's. I'm not gonna go with hellos. I don't like spelling, so I'm just gonna do total waves. Sheesh, boring as hell today, but we're low on creativity today. Cool. So we're gonna do total waves, and what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna declare this function public because we want this to be available everywhere. And we're gonna say saying hello to Bart. Cool. And what we're gonna do is we can iterate on this total waves. We can do plus equals to 1. And what we're doing here is we're simply adding 1 to the total waves counter. So what we're doing right now is we are we've declared a variable on our contract, and once this is deployed to the blockchain, this is going to be deployed on the blockchain itself. Once the contract has been deployed, this variable is going to be available on the blockchain itself, and we're just iterating, or rather, we're just upping it. That's all I'm gonna, yeah, that's how I'll put it. Cool. Next, we can again use the exact same script. So if I want, did this save? It did not save. Sheesh. npx hardhat run scripts run.js. Cool. Questions? Am I running Copilot? I am absolutely running Copilot. So Solidity, actually Copilot isn't very good with Solidity. So Copilot is really good with languages it has a large library on. So stuff like Python or JavaScript is way better. It's actually quite bad with Solidity. It gives you lots of stupid stuff. So I wouldn't recommend Copilot with Solidity because just the knowledge that it's built on, it's very little. Cool. Hello Bart Simpson, wag me. Cool. This is dead simple. It's also a bit boring. So let's just spice things up. Let's just go with, we want to fetch how many waves we've sent to Bart. So I should have written that myself instead of letting Copilot do it for me. But I'll just go over each part of this. So this is a public function, and public functions are just functions that are available publicly in Solidity. So these also generate getters automatically. This is a view only function, so we're not actually updating anything on the blockchain. This is not a view only function because it is updating something. It returns a uint, so this is just declaration. I'm not gonna get into the details of it, but we're just declaring the attributes of this function itself, and all we're doing is we're returning this global variable. Next, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna fetch this variable on the sorry, I'm just gonna check my chat quickly. This the counter reset. Yes, Blood 8029. Absolutely. Once you redeploy it, the counter does get reset because contracts store data per contract. So if you move to a new contract, the old data is not going to be available to you anymore. That is part of this. Can I log total waves? Yes, but it would be a bit boring to do it here. So instead, I am gonna do it over here. Cool. So we've got this. Let total waves. So actually don't need let because it's only single. So there we go. I can actually do get total waves. I actually don't remember if this is gonna return. This I might need to do two number on this. Okay, we're heading into unknown territory here. I haven't written this in a while. Okay, so it says 0, and that's because we haven't waved. So actually, let's wave before this. Let's go with wave portal contract, and what's the function we called? Hello counter. So what we're doing here is this is actually wrong. Oops. So if we do let transaction equals wave portal contract, and then we do need to wait for it. So what's happening here is we are creating a transaction because whenever you call a function on a contract that needs to be mined, it returns a transaction object. And we're next telling it, hey, can you wait for this transaction to be mined? I'm just gonna do that next. I'm gonna say, hey, wave mined. Cool. I'm not gonna do a transaction hash, but yeah, that's what's happening here. I'm gonna run my contract again, and what this should say is wave mined total waves 1. Cool. So we are now writing data onto the blockchain, reading it from the blockchain. That's simple. Questions? Variable create a public. Yes, sheesh, we've got some experts in here. Absolutely, it's Cheech. You're absolutely right. So total waves isn't a global variable yet, but if I did do I think it's public total waves. Yes, if I did do this, I could just do dot total waves, or instead of doing get total waves, I could just do get total total waves. That would absolutely work. So public constants or public variables have getters automatically generated from them, and it's accessing them is as simple as this. Let's actually try that right now. I don't know if this is, oh, I messed that up. Did I mess that up? I did. I don't remember if this will work. So this is just, we're avoiding, so Bizland. Oh, that worked too. See, genius. So the first thing what we're doing is we're actually waiting for, oh my goodness, I'm short on time. The first thing we're doing is we're waiting for the contract to give us a function. Sorry, give us a transaction. So this is just the transaction. And then this next is actually waiting for the transaction to be mined. So these are two different actions. First, you're waiting to get the transaction object, and next you're actually waiting for the transaction to be mined. So those are two different things. That's why we need two waits. Yes, if you do want to have upgradable contracts, you need to use proxies. I am jumping between advanced concepts and basic concepts. This feels weird. It doesn't need to call this function. I think. Does it? I actually don't remember. Let's see if this works. That's the beauty of Hardhat. You can just test things out if you don't remember. Because I don't remember. Yeah, it does need to be called this function. I might be misremembering here, but yeah, that's how it works. Cool. So yeah, this is, since I'm gonna undo this, I want my get total waves function back. Do I need to? Yes. Wave mind. Cool. What's next? Next, what we're gonna do is, what do you guys think we should do next? What I'll do next is I'll make a string, and I'll do portal name. Let's just go with that. No, secret message. So if I did want to do this with strings as well, so you, just go over this section quickly. So you know how we are, I wanted to go over one of the examples, but you know how we're sending messages? The way you do that is a lot similar. So you could just use strings to store messages as well. So instead of a single string, we could have an array of strings where you could do pretty much the exact same thing. You could add to the strings array, and then instead of get total waves where you're getting a number, you could get all of the waves instead. So that's Solidity for you. It's a lot like JavaScript. It's pretty simple. And yeah, if you ever get stuck, just send us a message on Discord, or first start with the docs. Oopsies, I am supposed to be looking for this. Oops. All right, thoughts, questions, frustrations. How are we feeling? Lost track of time a bit there. Sorry about that. But that's really it. That's how simple the project is. If you guys want to get started, I would recommend just jumping into the project notes and getting going. Let's see if I've got the right link. There you go. Get started. I can't wait to see what you guys build. We've had some really awesome things built here. Remember, what we're teaching in this project is the blueprint of what you need for a Twitter on the blockchain. So how cool is that? Questions? We've got like 5 minutes left, or less than 5 minutes. Let's pump up the music a wee bit. Let's see if I can do that. I don't know if that worked, but I'm assuming it did. Come on, no questions? Sheesh, I must be really good then. You're welcome. Can you log into and test Hardhat wallets? Can you log into Hardhat wallets? I'm not sure what you mean by log into, but what you can do is you can use Hardhat to simulate multiple users. So if you did want to have, one wallet interacting and then another wallet interacting to test different things, you absolutely could do that. We do go over that in the notes, so you'll definitely figure out how to do that. Are you using Copilot? Yes, I am. You're the best teacher. Oh, I don't know about that. My mom would disagree. I think she's better. She would think she's better. Thank you for such a great community. You're part of the community, bro. You are the community. If I started the project before its kickoff, yes, you are still eligible. How do we interact with the project using React? I might just share my screen because it might be a lot easier. But the gist of it is you use a library called ethers, and what you do is you create contract objects in JavaScript. That's how far I'll go. When we deploy smart contracts on blockchain, would that make it a global server? It's a mix of things, right? So it's not just it's a database, it's also a server. So instead of thinking of it like a blockchain, or rather a server or a database, I like to think of it like a computer on the internet. So what do computers do? At the core essence, right? They process data. They're a global processing unit, right? So just like that, the blockchain is quite similar. You can process data that is cryptographically secure on the blockchain, on the internet computer, I guess. That's what the internet computer is supposed to be. Can we update a deployed contract? Not directly, so you need to build that in. You need to build in the functionality to update contracts on blockchain, yes. So yeah, I like that mentally much better. Exactly, so think about it like a computer on the internet. That's what I did. So yeah, Copilot is awesome, but I wouldn't recommend it for Solidity. So that depends on what contract you're on. Blue 809. Some folks do ask for you to put in extra ETH. So some of our deployers, what they've done is they've asked you to put in ETH to actually interact with the contract. What that does is it also funds they're charging you. So that's not the gas. They're charging you. Yes, you can make changes to contracts when they're on the mainnet, but you need to build that into your contract. If you haven't built that into your contract, if you haven't built upgradability into your contract, that's not going to happen. There's dozens of contracts out there that are, flawed, or that are exposed and that are abandoned. Not dozens, probably hundreds. People have abandoned contracts and moved to different contracts because they can't upgrade old ones. Cool. Anything else before we kick off? Or jump off, I suppose. No, our tutorial does not go over contract upgrades. That's coming soon though. Orphan contracts. That's even sadder. Cool beans. I will let you guys go now. Thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you guys so much for being here for the stream. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for, just the general support. Appreciate it. Centralized ghost chain. Jeez, we don't flame chains here, okay? We like all chains.